Happy New Year, guys. Welcome to Man About Cake. I'm your host, Joshua John Russell. And this week, this man is all about Fondant Ruffle cakes. It's a technique I really enjoy. We're gonna start by building a 5-tier chocolate cake and fill it with strawberry buttercream. Then I'm gonna cover the whole thing in ruffles and do some really cool Deco Gel Stones. Let's get started. I'm gonna start by making strawberry buttercream. By the way, if you wanna get any of the recipes or supplies I'm using, just click the I in the corner or you can get them from the description box below. I'm gonna use my Swiss meringue buttercream recipe. And what I'm gonna do is add a little bit of strawberry powder to this. What this actually is just freeze-dried strawberries that are pulverized. You can make this yourself, but it's kind of like adding color to buttercream. I have to hydrate it first. So what I have is a little bit of my buttercream that is melted down a little bit in the microwave. So then I can hydrate the powder this way, get a paste, and then put the paste into my buttercream. So I'm gonna add the strawberry powder to my melted buttercream. And then I'm just gonna give this a stir and you'll see the powder will hydrate into a paste. So there, now we have our paste. Now I'm gonna add it to our buttercream. Just gonna give her a whirl. It's actually a really nice color too. And the best thing about it is you can't really fold fresh fruit into buttercream because it just gets all weird and like sort of separates, I guess. So this is the best way to get a real fruit flavor into buttercream without having to use an extract. Plus it's all natural. I love that about it. Delicious. Done. All right, we got our strawberry buttercream, and I've got my 8-inch round chocolate cakes. I'm just gonna chop these guys up, making some garbage cake for Brandon. And I'm gonna split this guy in half. Yes! We love garbage cake around here. Now I'm gonna fill this guy with the strawberry buttercream. All right, now she's filled, I'm gonna get her in the cooler to firm up, and then we'll crumb coat her. Let's go, girl. I'm actually gonna ice this in the pink strawberry buttercream, but we're covering this cake in pink fondant, so you won't be able to see the buttercream anyways. Now we're gonna get her in the cooler, and then I'm gonna do the final coat. Ooh, just heavy now. All right, now that the cake is cool to the touch, we're gonna do the final coat in the same strawberry buttercream. See the little speckles of strawberry in there? It's real fruit. All right, now she's gonna go back into the fridge. We're gonna get ready for fondant. Now the cake has its final coat, I'm gonna cover it in a pale pink fondant. So we gotta roll this out to an 1/8 of an inch thickness with a little bit of powdered sugar. You can use cornstarch as well. Popping the bubs. I'm actually gonna put a little bit of sugar on my hands because they get really hot. So now we're gonna make some Deco Gel Stones. So Deco Gel is a solution that has sugar and gelatin. I've melted it, so it's a little bit, not a little bit, it's all the way melted. So I'm gonna dye it a couple different colors, and then we're gonna squeeze it out onto the mat, and then when it sets, we're actually gonna cut pieces out to make little stones, and then we're gonna torch them with this guy. So I'm gonna pour a little bit into each one of my bottles here. You could probably make this yourself, but this product is actually the easiest one to use. So I'm just gonna add a little bit of gel color to each one. It's a little bit of Americolor here. I'm gonna add a little black, and then I'm gonna do one that has a little bit of white, maybe a little more. There we go. And then a little bit of pink. And we'll give these guys a whirl. There it is, making that martini. I'm gonna add a little white to this one so it's opaque. Okay, I feel better about that. There's really no rhyme or reason to this. It's just kind of like splatter painting, a little Jackson Pollock action. So we're gonna have some nice little drippies, and then we'll do the same with the pink. Just kind of going back and forth and adding layers. Yeah, I like that color a lot. So I'm just doing this on a silicone mat. Because I'm gonna torch it, I need something that's not going to burn. And this silicone mat, you can bring up to like 540 degrees. Like, unless you're putting it on the sun, you're not gonna destroy it. The best part about this is once it sets, we're gonna have a bottom side and a top side. So we'll have 2 different variations. So we can kind of cut out the shapes and see which side looks the best, and that's the side that will be the front. It looks just like party barf, like a clown threw up. Yes. Like the splatters. Okay, now it's torch time. So you can see this is a little bit uneven because as we were pouring it out, it was starting to set a little bit. This is gonna even the whole thing out and actually make it swirl together a little bit more. Plus I love using torches. Yeah. So you can see, it's like it's alive. This is helping fill in all the little gaps, but it's also making all this really interesting patterns. All right, that looks about good to me. So now I'm gonna give this about an hour to set, and I'm gonna keep working and we'll come back and cut out our stones. So the top 3 tiers are gonna have the Deco Gel Stones on them, but I wanna add a little pop of color with some pink ombre airbrush. So I'm stacking my cake with bubble tea straws and a little bit of royal icing. Now it's time to make our Fondant Ruffles. This is a little piece of pink fondant that I added a little bit of CMC powder to just to make it a little bit stiffer. And I'm gonna roll it out with a cell pen, but first I'm gonna roll it into a log. So I'm gonna roll this out with a little bit of cornstarch, just to flatten it. Then I'm gonna put these little bands on the side so that all my ruffles are consistently the same thickness. So I'm gonna be making these in a bunch of different tones of pink. All right, I'm gonna cut it there. So I'm just gonna cut sort of a wavy pattern here in the middle. This is gonna be 2 of our ruffles. This way, as they go around the cake, it kind of has different variances in height, and it's not just a band. And then we'll cut a straight-ish edge on the bottom. This won't really matter because we're gonna keep wrapping like a mummy. So there's 1, 2. So now we're gonna thin one edge to get the ruffle, and I'm actually gonna do it with the same tool. This guy does double duty. All right, so I've got a little piece of foam here, and then our wavy edge is the edge that we're going to ruffle. So I'm just gonna take the edge of this and I'm gonna pull the fondant towards me. All right. Now I'm gonna make a boatload more of these, and we're gonna start gluing them on the cake with piping gel. So to add the ruffles, I'm gonna use a little bit of piping gel just along the bottom to get them to stick to the tiers. The actual ruffles themselves won't connect all the way around the tiers. It's just a matter of where one stops, the next one picks up. Now she's ready for the stones. Our Deco Gel marble has had time to set. So I'm gonna turn it over and show you that we have 2 sides here, this side, and we have this side. So every time I cut out one of these, I can look on either side and see which one is cooler, and that's the side I'll use to be the front. So I'm just gonna take this little oval cutter. This is from an oval cutter set. It's just the smallest one in the set. You can use whatever size that you want. I like this one because it's a little bit more dainty. And I'm just gonna start cutting these out. They're a little bit rough. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pass over them very gently with a torch so that the side's smooth and they get a really nice shine. All right, so I'm gonna turn my torch on very, very low. Not that low. It has to actually be on. I'm gonna turn it down. That's aggressive. And we're gonna gently pass over each one. So now I'm gonna torch the rest of the stones. I'm gonna let them set up for about 20 minutes, and then we'll add them to the cake. Now that the stones are set, I'm gonna use a little bit of piping gel and apply them to the cake. So I'm just gonna put them on one by one, going straight up the cake, and then I'll space them out evenly after that. I will tell you these things are really, really cool looking, but they're kind of a pain because they're so sticky. Helps keep your hand a little bit wet. All right, girls, let's do it. Don't be so sticky. I quit. No, I'm not quitting. These are gonna be cool, I swear. Look at that. Oh, look at that one. I'm moving along. I think as they sit out, they're getting less sticky. I lost one. Did you guys see where did it fall? Where'd it go? So I'm gonna finish the cake with a little bit of black food gel color. Then I'm gonna paint the edge of all the ruffles, and then I'm gonna finish it with a border of royal icing. I'm just running my paintbrush right along the edge of all the ruffles, and I'm not even hitting every single spot, but it just gives it a little bit more of a dramatic look, especially for photographs. All right, one more thing to do. We're gonna finish the top 2 tiers with a border of black royal icing. So our Fondant Ruffle cake is complete. She's very festive and delicious. Thank you for joining me on this episode of Man About Cake. Don't forget, if you want any of the recipes or the supplies that I use, click the eye in the corner, subscribe to the video, like the video, and also leave your comments. Let me know what you think about the cake and what you want to see in upcoming episodes. And I'm hungry, and I've been thinking about this strawberry buttercream, so let's cut it. strawberry. I would get fat for this.